Hey there, hi, good morning, hi, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets. Look, this is a quick video preview for the webinar, which is going to happen in a few seconds, where we're going to wrap up the week. We're going to see what happened this week, how our instruments, which we looked at from Monday basically, played out. And yes, I hope you'll enjoy the session. There's a lot of stuff to go through, so stick around and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm trying to fix my camera here, so hey, so cut some nice pictures in there. But hey, look. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Good morning, everyone. Hello, this is me, Darius Anucauskas from Easy Markets. Welcome to the Daily Pitch International, where we're gonna have a look at the instruments, different instruments, different indices, commodities, cryptos, and currencies. Basically, the usual stuff. Today's the what 24th. Yep, 24th of May. Yes, 2024. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session, where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff basically. But before we go any further, as always, just I'm trying to check if everything is running smooth here. So yes, good morning, everyone. I'll just put a quick good morning in the chat room here. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So, right. Okay, so let me know if whoever's tuning in right now, can you just let me know if everything is running smooth and okay? Hopefully it is. Right, I'm just gonna double check the last bits here very quickly. Yep, yep. So, right, okay. Also, before we jump into the charts, the usual, quickly, we need to have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, let's have a look at that one. The content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm going to disappear here for a little bit, and I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to disappear here. Okay, so right now then, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning. Where's my website here? Just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, yep, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So let me just push this a little bit this way. Nope. Oh, no. Just leave it. Let's leave it like this. Right. Let's see if this is. I need to adjust my screen here a little bit so that it would fit into my frame. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. let's jump into the charts. Actually, you know what? Let's not wait for anything else. Let's start looking at what's happening here, basically. And the first one, as always, I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. Now, the index drifted back down, as you can see here. We fell back below that 38,820 zone, so basically kind of ignoring the level at all. So that means that actually we might just kind of stick around. Maybe we might just ignore this hurdle, ignore this level here, and we could just stick around and keep an eye on this 50-day EMA. Well, so far it's doing a very good job in my opinion. So if we do drop and stay below it, then yes, of course, lower levels here could be met. But look, by lower levels, I mean I'm aiming for this territory right here. So basically this upside line, this 38,100 zone, roughly around here, and this 100-day EMA shown as the green line right there. So good potential area for support. Again, I don't want to rush into things yet, so hey, for now, I would like to, like I said, I'm just gonna probably keep an eye on it and keep an eye on the U.S. indices, which are gonna be coming out, or which are gonna be trading today, because yesterday we saw a decline in the U.S. indices, and the markets kind of shifted heavily to the downside, and that's what the follow-up that we got after that, and we saw a nice move lower. Now, then, like I said, Nikkei followed suit, and yesterday, I'll jump into the U.S. stuff in a bit when I'll pick up on the U.S. indices right here. But look, Nikkei followed suit, and yes, drifted lower as well. So hey, for now, I think that if the tendency will continue, then maybe we could see further declines here in Nikkei as well. But again, let's not rush into this. I mean, the week has finished. The week has finished for this index in the negative territory. I tried to fight, the bulls try to fight, but unsuccessfully. So this morning, by the way, we got some numbers. Let me just, I think we got some inflation numbers, if I'm not mistaken. Where's that economic calendar? So let me just sign into my calendar very quickly. Yeah, because I think that inflation numbers came out from Japan. Let me just quickly double check those. Right. Okay. So yes, we got the national CPI number. So basically, it came out as the national core CPI number. The forecast was for a 2.2 number. The previous one was at 2.6. So it was already for a lower number, the expectation. And yes, it came out as expected, 2.2. The national headline kind of CPI year-on-year figure came out also lower, 2.5. So kind of this is pushing the market, the BoJ, into that position where no rate hikes are needed, and we're seeing that yes, we're seeing that inflation in Japan is on a drift lower. So in a way, kind of, what's the point of raising rates, right? So yes, in that sense, yes. So for now, I think that in general, this should support Nikkei to the upside. But again, let's not rush into things, because as we can see, Nikkei is kind of subject to what's happening in the U.S. basically. So basically, it's reacting to the U.S. stuff first. So yeah. For now, let's put it this way. For now, I'm just gonna observe the price action. I'm gonna see what if we don't get like major news from the BoJ, then I would say continue monitoring the U.S. situation. Now, let's jump into China 50 very quickly. So this one drifted lower. Look at this beautiful test of this broken trend line, and I said to you that if we rebound from it, I will go back to the upside. If we start breaking it, I will start aiming further south. What did we get? We got a break. So at the moment, I'm aiming for this little territory right here, this upside line, together with the 12,531 zone, and then yeah, we could just kind of take it from there. Long story short, for now, if you're looking for some upside, yes, a break back above this downside line would be required. ASX 200, beautiful decline. Of course, U.S. indices fell off the cliff yesterday, so especially Dow. So and yes, ASX 200 also followed the footsteps. Look, it's okay still in a way, but in general the idea worked out nicely because I talked about this and I said to you that if we do drop and stay below the 7,838 zone right there, then yes, my next target is the 50-day EMA together with the 7,750 zone. Been fantastic, good result here, beautiful reach. So hey, for now, I would say this way that mission accomplished, and in a way, let's leave this one for now. Let's leave it for this week, and just maybe focus on something else, like for example, this 100-day EMA. If we do drop and stay below the 7,750 zone, yes, I will aim for that 100-day EMA, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. In terms of the upside, what do I need here for the upside? A push back above the 7,838 zone right here. And then, yes, I will go slowly higher. Let's jump into the U.S. indices. So yesterday, the fear kicked in that basically, I think everybody was digesting the FOMC meeting minutes. The market got spooked, probably thinking that the Fed is becoming more hawkish. Okay. So look, in terms of more hawkish, they're thinking of maybe we would need to go in and hike rates. So let's have a look at the Fed Watch tool very quickly. Let's see what's the situation there. Now, as you can see, the current figure is that oh, this has shifted. Look at this. There is a probability for the next meeting for let me just make it small, for the next meeting to be at 1.3. So there is a potential hike in June. Well, again, I think that this is a little bit more of a speculative thing, so do not really get too crazy about that idea yet. Because look, we still have some time, and I don't think that there's going to be any rate hikes or cuts in the next meeting in June. December, by the end of this year, look how everything quickly shifted. So it shifted. What's interesting here is that if you remember, in the beginning of this week, I said to you that there were like 3 cuts already. There was a high probability to see 3 cuts. Look how everything quickly shifts. It shifted now that there's a probability even for a rate hike. So there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I said to you, do not rush into things. I mean, this is just, yes, cuts are could be good, but for now, I think that they're leaving this thing for later. Look, this is a perfect way of calming down the market a little bit, because they came out saying that, oh, you know what, we could potentially, we're not happy with inflation. We could still. We could still increase, and this is where Mr. Kashkari, the Fed official, is quite happy about, because he's the one who's advocating for more hikes. So, hey, we'll see how this is going to play out. Look, it's really interesting to observe this, especially looking at what could happen by the end of this year. But at this point in time, we cannot really go into any conclusions, because look, we still have a full year to go. Or sorry, not a full year, half a year to go through. We still have the U.S. presidential elections, so a lot of stuff, and and a few more inflation numbers to come out still this year. So So yes, keep that in mind. Again, we will continue monitoring the situation here. At the moment, we're seeing, yes, we're seeing this finally shifting here to the left a little bit, basically making space for a probability for a rate hike, which we didn't have in the beginning of this week. So that's really interesting. But again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really making any super judgment yet, because this. Oh, why did it go like this? Any super judgment yet, because yeah, it's too early. It's too early. Yes, we're gonna keep an eye on the market, but hey, let's like I said, let's not judge into conclusions yet. Let's go back to the indices. So what can we expect here? First of all, the idea played out very nicely. I talked about this idea of seeing a move lower if we do drop below the 39,700 zone. Boom, look at this fantastic move. We fell below that hurdle, and we tested my target. My target was around here near this 50-day EMA and this 39,150 level. Why this level? Well, because we have this. This is the midpoint between my Fibonacci extension levels, and I told you about this before, that these levels tend to be quite attractive for traders. Traders do love the midpoints. Again, roughly, it's not never like the exact level, but it's always like the area sometimes near the. So it does eventually test the midpoint between these two. So if you take the average between these two numbers, then you'll see that this ended up testing quite nicely this area. So in general, I have it roughly here near the 39,150 zone. So this is quite a strong area of support now, as you can see. So if you're looking for some further declines for lower levels, then yes, this is what I'm talking about. So this is the upside line that I'm going to be aiming for, and then we'll go from there. This 38,866 zone, somewhere around here, could be a nice good target, but actually, you know what? No. No, I think it needs adjustment. I think that the better option here would be this. Yep. This 38,800. I like it. It's a good area. Let's see if we can reach down. This 100-day EMA here is a nice good target as well. So hey, why not to consider that move towards that 100-day EMA together with that 38,800 zone, which could be quite actually a good target to aim for. But let's not rush into things. Let's see if we can rebound from this territory. If we somehow can, well, then it's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen next. Look, some of you are probably thinking, hey, maybe this has actually confirmed a nice double top pattern here. Look, for this double top pattern to happen, and I don't want to be like a party pooper or anything like that, because we need to see a break of the neckline first. So according to the TIA rules. So if this is not a double top pattern, unless we get a clearance of the neckline here. So that's why there is a bit of a wait, to be honest. And on the other hand, I do understand that we could be missing out on a lot of territory right here, but hey, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So hey, long story short, for now I am just being very careful, cautious, and going slowly on this. I'd like my 39,150 zone. If we do fall and stay below it, I will go lower. S&P 500. So, by the way, yesterday, in terms of best performance, I think that the S&P was again, somewhere in the middle, basically. Dow was the biggest loser. Nasdaq was the kind of the least loser, and the S&P as always somewhere in the middle. Now you can see that we drifted back down, heavily sold off, and fell below the 5,300 zone here, my level that I talked about and this whole week. And there we go. For now, I'm going to stick to the downside as long as we stay below this hurdle. If we somehow push back up here, then maybe we could start looking at some higher levels. But at the moment, no. I'm leaning a little bit more towards lower levels. Let's see how today's day is going to play out. And Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq 100 did retrace back down nicely, so we created a new all-time high. Let me just refresh this chart a little bit. So yes, we created a new all-time high near the 19,022 zone, which is fine, which is okay. But look at this. We created and quickly reversed back down. So I talked about this before with gold this week. If you remember, I talked about a bearish engulfing pattern. So a bearish engulfing pattern. I'll show you what I'm talking about if you forgot already, or you can Google it yourself as well. Basically, where's the best picture for that? Just a sec. Yeah. So basically engulfing. So just a second. I'm trying to get myself a snipping tool here to show you. Oh, yeah, this is just a sec. I'll try to grab this one. So, there we go. So this is what I'm talking about here. Bearish engulfing pattern. Do we have one here? Yes, we do. So the bullish candle is like this, and then the bearish candle is much bigger than the bullish candle, and this is basically your bearish engulfing pattern playing out. Look, we know that on gold this week this strategy worked out, so let's see if we can get a continuation move lower. And for now, yes, I'm leaning towards the downside as long as we stay below the 18,760 zone right there, and then we'll go from there. So basically, that's kind of it. By the way, just a quick look at NVDA, because that one yesterday opened up higher, and look at this, we breached the 1,000 mark. And let me just double check what's happening right now with the NVIDIA stock. Where is it? Basically, currently before the market open, it's actually somewhere around here. The closer we'll get to the market open, the more we will see some shifts. But in general, yes, NVIDIA has been rallying. But look, I don't want to rush into things yet. Again, it created a gap here, and most of the time the gaps get filled. But look, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to rush into things yet. It's under buying interest right now, the stock. So we need to be very careful. If you are a bear and you're trying to short this, I would say be a little bit more on the careful side, because again, at the moment, this unless it starts kind of maybe falling somewhere. Let me grab a line here. Maybe it starts falling somewhere below this little hurdle right there. Let me just put this on the chart. So yes, the 1015 zone. If it does that, great, wonderful. More sellers maybe could join in. So, but as long as we remain above this territory, there is a good chance for this one to still drift higher. Look, if we like, this is basically the game plan that I'm going to follow. So let's see if this is going to play out. Of course, this is a technical view of the stock, which sometimes doesn't work out. So you have to kind of accept that. So you need to look at the fundamentals of the stock, and so far the fundamentals are crazy. This company is promising, is promising a lot of income, revenue, and of course we'll see how that plays out. But look. One thing that you need to know as well, that in the beginning of June, the stock will undergo a 10-to-1 stock split. So basically, if let's say if we end the session. If we end before the stock split, we end the session below, let's say, or around 1,000, then that means the next session will open up as at 100 level. So So yeah, that makes that doesn't change basically in anything in terms of the fundamentals. It's kind of just making the stock more attractive for those who cannot, let's say, trade or buy fractional stocks. So if you're, for example, now if you want to buy NVIDIA, you need to pay 1,000, 37, right, dollars for one stock. Whereas, when if the stock goes back to 100, then it's more attractive. If you have 1,000, you can buy one stock, right? If you have like one if you have the 1,000 and you have one you buy stock for 100, then you can buy at least 10 stocks. So that's the whole logic, to make it attractive for new investors. So, long story short, for now with NVIDIA, I think that yes, I think we might bounce around the 1,000 mark. Let's see how that's going to play out, of course. The German index DAX, and yes, we are seeing some nice activity here. We're seeing some nice movement to the downside. This fell below my hurdle yesterday, this 18,708 zone. I talked about it. So hey, what can I say? This is just kind of so far working according to the plan. The plan is to aim for the 18,440 zone, somewhere around here. As you can see, this acted as a good area of resistance previously. Now it could take the role of support, and that's the 78.6% on the Fibonacci extension here. Sorry about that. I need to stay hydrated. So, now then, the German DAX. Let's have a look at what's happening this week in Germany. What was happening this week in Germany? Oh, by the way, I'll start off from today. Basically, German GDP came out as expected. I mean, the German numbers are always like in line with expectations all the time. German GDP Q on Q plus 0.2, year on year minus 0.2%. Okay, look. What we're seeing here, I think that there's not much reaction to the news here. I think it's mainly the reaction to the what's happening in the U.S. On Tuesday, by the way, we got the German PPI numbers, which came out on the lower side, so not very good. Let's have a look at on Tuesday's candle. It did drift lower, but then it corrected back up here, stayed below this 18,836 territory. I spoke about that area, and then started drifting back down. In terms of other news, trade balance, European trade balance improved on the Eurozone trade balance improved on Wednesday. On Tuesday. On Thursday there was not much because everything was overshadowed by UK CPIs, which I'll get. Well, I already talked about those yesterday. And kind of that's it. We don't really have Thursday. We had some manufacturing and services PMIs, the preliminary numbers, the German ones. Those came out better than expected. Eurozone services were the only ones that were in the negative territory a little bit. But either way, all still in contraction, in expansion territory, apart from manufacturing, the German and the Eurozone. So they're still below 50, although they came out better than the forecast, but still they are below. Below 50. So that means that yes, those are still in contraction territory, so which is not good. They have to be above 50 in order to be in expansion territory. And in terms of today, again, as I said, German GDP came out, but then that's it. I think that yes, we will be watching Canadian retail sales numbers coming out today, U.S. durable goods. So, and of course, in general, how the market will accept, or they're going to be fearful, they're going to continue selling, or will they recover a little bit? Something tells me that there is still a bit of fear. Maybe we'll leave it for next week. By the way, in terms of next week, let me just have a quick look on what's happening next week before I jump into the next index. here. Next week, don't forget that on Monday, UK and US will be closed. UK bank holiday, US Memorial Day. So it could be a light day on Monday. However, then Tuesday will kick off with CB consumer confidence numbers. You will see some Canadian figures as well coming out, but then what do we have else? What do we have? We have some BOJ members speaking on Wednesday. Maybe they could shift a little bit the market. We have some preliminary German CPIs coming out, so yes, we'll keep an eye on that. That's on Wednesday from the U.S. Nothing major. Industrial. That's the wrong one. The Thursday. That's again also a little bit of a quiet morning in the Asian side, but then the Switzerland will deliver its GDP numbers on Thursday, and we'll get some job numbers from the Eurozone later on Thursday, and the preliminary GDP figures from the U.S. Together with the initial and continuous jobless claims. Now that might be quite interesting, actually. And Friday will be a bit of a data dump from Japan. That's next week on Friday. China will deliver its manufacturing PMI also on Friday. We'll keep an eye on that. German retail sales are coming out as well. So and kind of CPIs, Eurozone CPIs are going to be coming out. That's going to be quite interesting to see actually on Friday. Yes, and of course, and Friday the big day, core PCE. Core PCE. Is that correct actually? Okay, yes. PCE numbers are going to be coming out. So we'll see how that's the Fed's favorite inflation metric, and together with the Canadian GDP numbers. So slightly better week. Slightly better week is expected next week. So yep, keep that in mind. So coming back to the German index here, yes, for now I think that yes, it will continue. It might continue drifting lower depending on how today's US session is going to go through. So let's keep an eye on that. The FTSE 100. Let's jump into UK. Of course, UK is not enjoying the the index is not enjoying the higher inflation numbers that came out yesterday. So yes, it worked well for the British pound, but not really for the FTSE. And there we go. We're seeing that slide after a good rally, which we saw already, since what? Since the mid-April. The index here is pushing nicely to the downside. First of all, I want to quickly just jump into this Fibonacci, which I'll draw from the lowest point of May to the highest point of May. We can see that we did already a retracement of 50%, and we're actually going for the 61.8. So good result here. After we broke the 23.6, I talked about this hurdle here. I said to you that this week, in the beginning of this week, I warned you that if we do drop below that 23.6, then yes, great, more sellers here could join in, and we could drift lower. But okay. We dropped it. And I was kind of hoping actually to see a move towards that 50% initially. Well, we did it. Yes, fantastic, good result here. And now the next question is, can we go all the way towards this upside line? This upside line, which is not a very attractive one, however, but maybe it could present itself with a nice opportunity here. But in general, I think that the better target still remains the 50-day EMA here, shown as the red line. Let's jump into the index here, the US dollar index. There we go. We popped, and I talked about this 104.87 territory. We popped above it. I said keep your eyes on it because then we'll aim for the 105 zone, and there we go. So far, so good. Honestly, I'm gonna just stick to the upside scenario here, and as long as we remain above the 50-day EMA and above the 104.87 zone. Let's jump into gold very quickly. Gold continued to slide. Look at this. I mean, this was just wow. After we broke the upside line, I talked about this, and I said that my next target is going to be the 50% here on the Fibonacci retracement. There we go. We reached the 50. We reached the 61. Can we go further south? Well, I think that it's time to get rid of the Fibonacci. No longer needed. I think it's mainly now the levels that we're so far. I'm going to continue targeting the 50-day EMA. We're resting near the 2,332 zone right here. So hey, what can I say? For me right now, the target is going to be this 50-day EMA, and then we'll go from there. That's roughly around the 2,317 zone. Let's have a look at how this week is ending. Yes, beautiful candle to the downside. Wow. So, long story short, if you're looking for an opportunity for the upside here, look, maybe we could take a look at this little hurdle here, this 2,378 zone, and if we do push back above it, maybe that could open, and because previously it acted as a good area of resistance and support, so if we do climb back above it, maybe this could play out nicely. We'll see. For now, it's the yes, it's the upside scenario that we're watching here, and sorry, I do apologize. The downside scenario that we're watching here, the upside scenario will come on a break back above this 2,378 zone. Jumping into silver, silver is resting still near this upside line. I talked about it, so I think that for now, I think that this is the area to watch and stick to. If we continue to trade above this upside line, then yes, there is a chance for this one to move higher. However, I think that for more kind of for those cautious bulls, I think that maybe the better option here is to wait for a push above the 31.28 zone right here and then kind of go from there. If we do fall below this upside line and we fall below the 29.80 zone, then yes, I will consider a move lower. Platinum, just let's wrap up the week and see what's happening here. Beautiful result here, 38.2, reached that. I talked about this this week because this week, you remember, yesterday I removed the arrow, but yesterday I had till yesterday I had this, and I talked about this idea where a holdup could happen here, and then we could end up traveling all the way maybe towards the 1015 zone, somewhere around here. But we reached the 38.2, which is also a good result. So hey, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And for now. For now, I am looking at this 38.2. So, excuse me there. If we clear the 38.2, then yes, further declines are possible. And in general, look, my theory here of breaking the trend line and then revisiting it from the other side so far seems to be working out. Now, basically, let me just grab this arrow. Basically, this scenario is not off the table. Something fell into my throat here. Just a sec. Yeah. Look, in general, like I said, I'll repeat myself again. Everything worked out. Now we are looking for a possible move towards that 50%, initially towards this downside line again to retest it from the other side, but then maybe the 50% here on the Fibonacci retracement, which is drawn from the low of the 25th of April to the highest point of May. Let's jump into oil very quickly. There we go. We had a bit of a roller coaster ride yesterday. Look at this. Fantastic hold up near the 76.70 zone still. So if this is one of my targets. If we clear it, my next target is the 75.85 zone, and then we'll go from there. For the upside, I need to see a push back above the 77.95 zone. But again, as you can see, yesterday we got the push, but we didn't see the body of the daily candle staying above it. So long story short, for now, I will yes, I will push back above this. If we do see a push back above this hurdle, back above that 77.95 zone right here, then and we stay above it, then yes, I will consider a move higher. Let's jump into cocoa. Cocoa, beautiful push back up. Again, I talked about this. I said to you, hey, maybe this is a potential falling wedge pattern. If it is, then this could break out higher. But at this point, I'm not rushing into things because we also we saw kind of a break here, but we're seeing a struggle with the 50-day EMA. Look, I'll say it this way: if we do if we do push and stay above the 50-day EMA, then yes, of course, I will go further north, initially aiming for this little hurdle here, this 9,072 zone, and then maybe for this little area right there. Of course, the psychological 10,000 zone is something that we're keeping a close eye on again, but hey, let's not rush into conclusions yet. Let's jump into the crypto world. Bitcoin drifting back down. Look at this falling channel so far is working out. We're seeing a bit of a decline. I think that I saw some yes, so basically we're getting closer now to the idea of the Ethereum ETF, and I don't know. I'll jump into Ethereum in a bit, but looking at this picture here, you can see that we got a beautiful hold up. The technical scenario played out wonderfully here, so we got a beautiful hold up. Below that, near that upper side of the falling channel, and now we're drifting back to the downside. I talked about this, and I said to you that I would like to see a drop below this 67,216 zone, roughly around here, in order to go further south. And well, so far I think we could be on the right track. And yep, I will aim then for this 50-day EMA together with the 64,544 zone right here, which I talked about previously, for 64,550 zone. I talked about this previously. This was my barrier for the upside. So it's a good area of potential support. But again, I don't want to rush into things yet. Maybe we will continue holding here. If we do, then a rebound here back up could be possible. Let's jump into Bitcoin Cash very quickly as well. Also seeing a bit of a drift lower. But again, maybe this drift lower could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. Also something that I mentioned to you yesterday, that hey, maybe some of you might say, but hey, isn't this a bit of a complex head and shoulders pattern, which could end up meaning that we could see some lower levels? Well, I wouldn't say that it's that yet, unless we start breaking this upside line, which could be seen as a neckline. If that's the case, then yes, lower levels here could be met, and we could go deeper into the dive here, and then we could, yeah, we'll have to just reevaluate these lower levels again as potential targets. Maybe this one could be the target, the 400 zone, or even lower than that. But at the moment, we're seeing a good hold up above the 50-day EMA. Let's see if it can continue. If it can continue, then if it can continue holding, then certainly yes, a drop. A rebound from it could be possible. Ethereum, let's have a look at that one. What's happening here? So there we go. We're drifting lower. Yes. So basically, I can see that there are reports that regulators gave a green light to the NYSE and the Nasdaq to list 8 exchange-traded funds that hold ETH/USD, but they still have not given approval to money managers that want to issue the new products. So. Okay, and what does it say? The move from the SEC securities, the move from the SEC is the first major step towards allowing ETFs to trade. Okay. The SEC will need to approve S1 forms from the money managers. Filing needs to publicly offer new securities for the actual funds to begin trading. Right. Okay, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yes. So I think that we're on, and wondering why is it drifting lower? Is there any other news? Let me just double check something here. Let me just see if there is any other news. Everything's still positive. So maybe this is like buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So we're getting the news that everything could be fine, but I think that yeah, okay, right. So it's like one of those moments, right, where yes, that's exactly what I just said. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So we were rallying. Oh, Fiat Kid, hi, good morning. By the way, Fiat Kid, what were you referring to with the emoji there? To which one of my comments? Let me know, because again, I think that the comments come through a little bit with a lag, so apologies for that. So So just kind of specify what are you referring to. So, but yeah, like I said, it's more of a buy the rumor, sell the news thing. So we, before, let's say these positive news were coming out, then yes, we saw the ETH USD here exploding nicely. Now the fact that is that it will get approved. Ethereum ETF, yeah. What about it? What do you think? What do you think about it? Do you think it will explode later on once it gets approved, or actually did we already get the big move and then we know it will be like very calm-ish with with everything. So let me know what you think. But in my opinion, what I think is that there is still potential for some upside on this one. At the moment, even from the technical perspective, we seem to be forming something like a maybe bullish flag here, so a bit more upside towards that 4,000 mark, or maybe a little bit higher than that could be possible. To be similar to BTC ETF, yeah, well, I mean they're all walking hand in hand, so but hey, Bitcoin, when it got approved, yes, it was on the positive side, then it kind of retraced back down, so now it's pushing back up, so everybody's now talking about that 100,000 area. Okay. Slowly, please. Okay. Let's not, overshoot overshoot there. But for now, looking at ETH USD here, I think maybe a bit more downside here could be possible. Maybe a bit of a larger correction to the downside, and then let's see if we can apply the Fibonacci here. So the 23.6. Worked out previously nicely here. I think that now, yes, I'm keeping an eye on the 3,618 zone, roughly around here, or 3,600 zone in general. If we, I think this could be the next little target. If we clear that one, then yes, I will go further south towards the 50% and maybe the 61.8%. So, Litecoin, let's jump into that one. Again, yesterday, beautiful decline. Look at this. Look at this move back to the 80 zone here. We tested the 200-day EMA beautifully and rebounded back up, back above all my EMAs. So, if you're looking for some higher levels on this one, I believe that it's better to wait for a push above the 88.53 zone right here, and then we could go a little bit more to the upside. Dogecoin. Dogecoin is, yes, it's a bit of a stressful one here. Yesterday I threw out this idea on Dogecoin, and basically I said to you that as long as we stay above this little territory right there, then yes, there is a chance for this one to push back up. But if it falls back below this hurdle and stays below this hurdle, this area between the 0.16 and 33 and 39, then yes, a larger correction back down here could be possible towards this upside line taken from the low the 1st of May. And finally, let's jump into the Forex world. So continues to slide. AUD USD, yep, everything's in line with the analysis. I talked about this. So this week I said to you that if we do remain above this upside line, then yes, there is a chance for this one to push back up. But if it falls below this upside line and falls below the 0.6640 territory, somewhere around here, then yes, I will go further south. AUD JPY, so far so good as well. We, of course, given that the market is a little bit on the bearish side right now, so that's why we're seeing AUD JPY as well moving lower. So that's the risk on, risk off monitor here, this pair, and yep, but we're seeing a beautiful decline. So maybe not as strong as a decline, but still a bearish one. It's a bearish indication right now. We're breaking this upside line. We fell below the 104 zone, so hey, why not to go further south, initially aiming for the 103.11 zone, and then maybe for going for further declines. NZD JPY. NZD JPY, we remain above the 95.61 zone right here. Yes, if we continue to trade above that hurdle, then yes, more buyers could join in. So long story short, if we continue to trade above that 95.61 zone, I will continue targeting the upside. For the downside, 95.07 zone here is something that I'm keeping a close eye on, and if we do fall below this, I will consider a move lower. USD JPY, yes, beautiful move here to the upside. We cleared the 156.78 zone. We climbed above the 157 area. So far so good. As long as we stay above this highlighted zone right here, this 156.78, I will continue targeting the upside. My next target will be this 158.45 zone, and then we'll go from there. USD CAD, let's see how this week has ended here. Look, USD CAD delivered lower inflation numbers, so not very good for the Canadian dollar, and of course the fact that we saw the US dollar strengthening as well. So this is the combo that you're getting, and in general this worked out nicely. And I said to you that if we do break these two trend lines, my next target is the 1.3737. Boom, fantastic, quite happy with it. So hey, good result here. I'm gonna leave this one for now because I'm gonna wait for next week to do something here. But hey, long story short, if we continue to if we do push above this 1.3737 zone, then yes, further declines are further upside is possible. For the downside, well, at this point I'm not really touching the downside because I need some sort of a confirmation reversal first, but at the moment I'm not seeing that, so I'm just going to leave it here. US dollar against the Swiss franc, still holding below this 0.9152 territory, so good area of resistance. If that gets cleared, I will go further north. GBP Aussie, let's have a quick look at it. So I talked about this last week, and I talked about it this week. And last week I said to you we were in this range, and we need to see a clearance through one of the sides. This week and Monday we saw a nice pop here. We cleared the upper side, and I said, look, as long as we stay above this upper side, I will continue targeting the upside. And there we go. Beautiful move to the upside. We reached all my EMAs, and we climbed above those. As long as we stay above those, then yes, I will continue further north. The GBP NZD, this one's interesting. It's kind of a positive one, I would say, but or it could be positive, but hey, I think that it is struggling right now, but the bears are struggling, the bulls are struggling. I think that nobody's winning here right now. In general, I would say the bears are kind of still in control, a little bit more than the bulls, because we're still below this downside line, below this 100-day EMA, so this scenario could still work out. We could end up moving towards that 200-day EMA here, which is around the 2.0742 zone. Yes, good potential target. But given the fact that we're not really we keep on going there, but then we quickly reverse back up. So that's just kind of proving to me that the bulls are strong here, and they could eventually take control. Let's see if that's going to happen. I think more bulls could join in if we do break this downside line. We push above the 50-day EMA. GBP USD very quickly on this one. Look, GBP USD here is there we go. The GBP USD did fall back below this 1.2710 zone. We're back below the 1.27 zone in general, so in a way this is kind of leaning for a bit of a retracement. So long story short, as long as we stay below this 1.2710 territory, then yes, I will continue targeting the downside here, but only as part of a larger correction to the downside. Euro GBP here very quickly, beautiful rebound. I talked about this yesterday. One of the most unfavored pair, but I still look at it. Don't get me wrong, I still look at it. Look, in general, this could be seen as a possible descending triangle pattern forming here. We are currently rebounding from this lower side of this triangle pattern. Again, according to all the TA rules, such patterns tend to break to the downside. That's according to the TA rules, as I said. But again, occasions happen when the opposite happens. So that's why I always say wait for one of the sides to get cleared, and then we can do something about it. I know that we could be missing out on a lot of territory right here before we could get to the upper side of this triangle. So that's why for me, let's say from the very short-term perspective, yes, as long as we stay above this highlighted zone here between the 0.8493 and 0.8504 areas, then there is a chance for a rebound, and we're seeing that happening. Also, if we do somehow climb back above this hurdle, then yes, maybe a few more buyers here could join in, and we could drag this pair towards our 50, 100, and the 200-day EMAs. And finally, Euro USD, ladies and gentlemen, before I wrap up the session, beautiful test again of this broken trend line, so everything's working out nicely. Look, my question here right now is, can we see a rebound from this downside line? If we can, I will consider a move back up. That's, that happened before, so I will just kind of keep this idea in mind. If we somehow drop below all my EMAs, automatically we would drop below the downside line. And this way, then we could consider maybe a larger correction here to the downside. So we are at the moment at a critical spot. If you're not comfortable with touching this one, honestly don't, because it's the end of the week, and sometimes we get these one-way traffics. So if you're, for example, counter trend trading, so we get these one-way traffics which how to say it, can easily take you out. That's the nice way of putting it there. But again, at this point, like I said, we are rebounding from this downside line. Can this be sustained? We'll have to just wait and see. And we'll have to see if we can, do that. But at the moment, look, given the fact that the US dollar is on the stronger side, given that it could still push higher, then do not be surprised if Euro USD starts falling back below this downside line and falls below all the EMAs here on my chart. So that's kind of it. That's a wrap up for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking around with me this week. I hope you enjoyed the sessions, all of those. Join me next week, 6 o'clock GMT time on Monday. We'll pick up on some of these instruments, some new ones. We'll see what the market has prepared for us, and we'll go from there. But for now, I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day today if you're trading. If you're not, then hopefully you'll have a nice day. But everybody have a beautiful weekend as well. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose, don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. So I'll see you on Monday, 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.